Hey there, Alex Kidman here, today doing something, well, frankly, something a little bit silly. This is the Anko Mini Blocks game console. No, it's not a game console, it's basically that kind of miniaturized, very cheap Lego you can get almost everywhere. And this is really, really cheap, and of course, it's designed to look like a classic games console. In this case, the Famicom, an odd choice, given that Anko is K-Mart Australia's in-house brand, and of course, here, we never got the Famicom, we got the NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System, that classic boxy version that has its own Lego set. I've got that one, that's quite nice. This is considerably cheaper, and if you're thinking, hey, well, hang on, what are all these parts, and what does this thing actually look like in real life? Well, here's one I prepared earlier. This is what it's actually taking off. This is an actual proper Famicom, an actual real one. It's not going to be this big, spoiler, because these are mini blocks. They're little nano Lego blocks. They're often pretty poorly made. I'm not expecting great things out of this, but I'll pull the Famicom out of shot now, and I'm going to open this up and get started. But in the interests of you not hearing me swearing at very, very cheap fake Lego, I'm going to do this as a time-lapse. Also, a little bit experimental. So if you're actually watching this, the time-lapse probably worked, but, well, let's find out. They say it is difficulty level 2, which is relatively low. So, well, let's see how well my brain can adjust to their often bodgy build and somewhat interesting manuals. Let's get started. So my first big surprise here was discovering that these are actually just regular Lego-sized bricks, like they're regular full-scale bricks, having not long before this done the terrible octopus in a bottle that Anko also sells. That thing is more your nano brick scale, and it was horrible. It was an awful, awful build. I did not enjoy that at all. These are just the regular Lego-sized bricks, so I did start out just trying to build it, but while I say they're regular Lego-style bricks, they're still made cheap and with lots of compromises, and one of the really, really big ones is that whilst it comes in several plastic bags, those bags mean nothing. Nothing at all. They're not numbered so you do them in a sequence. They're not parts of the console so that they've got different bits in them for building different structures. No, it's just a mess of things. So I very quickly worked out the very first thing I was going to have to do was just sort everything by colour so I had any chance of putting this thing together. And then I got started, and look, this isn't the worst Lego build I've ever done for a cheap Lego build, and I should stop saying Lego, of course, because Lego is a trademark. This is actually, Anko Mini Blocks, although it's not the Mini Blocks. Again, the branding is weird, but we all know what I mean when I say that it's Lego or fake Lego. It's building blocks, I suppose. I think that's generic enough not to get me in trouble. And the build started out reasonably well enough. I did hit some problems, as you'll see, with lining things up properly, and to a certain extent with the way that the instructions actually specify where certain pieces have to go. These longer pauses are typically me staring at the instructions, trying to work out the perspective or the colour. They do some odd things with how they lay some stuff out. Certainly not up to the standard that you get with, for example, a proper Lego set, where it's generally significantly more clear. And I also hit another problem a little bit later on, where I had misplaced some blocks. There were some errors here which were not to do with the instructions, they were definitely to do with me. And the issue there was that these blocks, once they're in place, and they are hard to put in place, my fingers kind of hurt after I was finished with this, I guess that's a bit of a spoiler, but still, once they're in place, they're very, very difficult to remove, and I actually hit a point, and this will come through in the video, you'll spot the tool soon enough, where I actually went and found one of the proper orange Lego brick removing tools. Now, that does not come standard in the box, but it's really well worth noting that you may hit some problems as you go through this, because if you do put certain tiles down, they can be an absolute pain in the proverbial to actually get to work. I'm actually going to shut up now, and you can just watch me build. Enjoy. there we have it. Now, there are a couple of additional bits to do. There's a sticker that should go on the front. I'm not big on putting stickers on Lego generally. I probably will with this one, but as you might have worked out, I had to do a little bit of a bodge with the power thing here. It's not actually sitting exactly the right way, which is why I've got these little leftover pieces. I'll just have to work out what it is the instructions want me to do. The instructions really were the most frustrating part of this. The most fun part, without a shadow of a doubt, are actually these controllers. I really do rather like them, although I think I've got those buttons on upside down now. Now that I look at them as well, that's maybe a little problematic, although not that difficult to fix with a little bit of flipping. They do actually provide little cables for them. I haven't attached those yet either to actually plug into the back there, which is a neat little touch. And I mean, if I grab the OG big one, yeah, not bad. Actually better. There goes one of the controllers. Actually better than I expected. So I'm going to get on with just doing those final little fix-up bits. This has taken me a bit over an hour, and yes, I took it slowly, but that's okay. And I've got to say, I am impressed. I actually thought this was going to be far more rubbish than it actually is. Was it annoying? Yeah. Did it have its frustrations because of the quality of the pieces and because of the instructions? Yeah. You've got to be ready for that. But hey, it's cheap Lego. It is what it is. Thanks for watching.